Hello guys, it's Randall with Bitrage. So we just saw a pump on Bitcoin, so I'm rolling this video out for you guys. I want to share this with you. I think it's quite important. We saw a jump basically from 64.60 level, and we topped out at 68.49 here on Coinbase. Before we dig into looking at what actually caused this pump, because something did cause it, there was a factor here involved, I do want to show you something important on the chart. So we have an ascending channel, but within that ascending channel, we have a descending channel. And if you've watched our videos, then you understand what this means. So if you watch our videos, if you're in the course, you understand what this means and how the market reacts to these channels. So seeing it break out from this point is not completely unexpected. It's not something that is just completely off the wall. So I want you to understand that you could have actually been seeing this as an option, as something that could happen. That being said, that using our trading method, you could have anticipated this possibly. This was pure 100% manipulation. I just want to say that clearly. There's a couple things you get from the Bitrage channel. One of them is integrity. From the time we started this channel to date, we have been completely honest, 100% above board, and we've even laid ourselves on the line exposing crooks, con artists, and manipulation. We've got a lot of flack from a lot of clowns and trolls because we have exposed the manipulation in the market. We have been honest and said it's there. This is 100% manipulation, and I'm going to show you why I believe that. And I'm going to show you some historical context for that belief. It's very valid, and it's very important you understand that. Before I get into that, I want to say one last thing. Just because the market is heavily manipulated, there are two things to keep in mind. First of all, we still can trade this market. You have to be careful. You have to be on your A game. You have to know how to trade. You have to know how the market moves, which is something we teach. But you can trade this market. And number two is that this market is not going to die because of manipulation. I do not believe it will die. I believe that once manipulation is exposed, once that these entities are shut down, I believe that the market is going to mature. I believe that brokers that deal highly in Forex are going to start picking up the crypto pairs. I want you to stress that. Do not go crazy thinking that cryptocurrency is dying. All right, so I'm going to break this down for you guys. I'm going to show you what happened. And again, listen to the whole video because this is important. This is not something that is new. It's something we've talked about in the past. And I want you to make a careful point of this. We have nothing to gain by saying this. There is nothing, no benefit for us to expose this except that we have integrity. I've already showed you from the chart that based on our trading method, you could have anticipated this as a potential move. So we could just put up a video and say, hey, you should have seen this coming. It's a big bullish move. We could have done that, but I'm being honest. And I want to be honest because that is what we're about. So we're here at the Bitmex Twitter. This is important to look at. Scheduled maintenance to begin in a few minutes at 1 UTC. Where does that place us on the chart? We're completing that hour, the 1 UTC hour. So we're just completing that hour. So an hour ago, you basically have this corrective move. It's moving up, very little progression. And suddenly you get this massive pump as soon as Bitmex goes down for quote-unquote maintenance. A little coincidental, is it not? And here's the thing that's important. Bitmex has the largest volume right now. They have the largest volume. They trade the most. So for them to be down and to have a massive pump like this just doesn't make sense. Just doesn't make sense unless it's an orchestrated move to liquidate shorts. In other words, Bitmex is crooked. I want you also to pay attention quickly to something else. They just announced here 6 minutes ago. Login is stabilized. We encountered a large DDoS attack upon restarting web services. We will resume trading at 2 UTC. Now, as I'm doing this video, that's 2 minutes from now. So as this progresses, as I continue to record, I may add information if something comes to light. But this is important because I'm going to show you something about another quote-unquote DDoS attack. I think they're completely bogus, when there was also a pump in the market. This isn't the first time this has happened. It's not the first time Bitmex has been involved in fraud. As far as shorts and longs and liquidating, this has happened over and over and over. April 12th, Bitmex tweets, "We are under DDoS, but mitigating API access is still mostly normal. Front-end servers are bearing the brunt of the load." April 12th, 10 a.m. April 12th for Bitcoin. Around this time, we get a massive pump. We start out at an opening of 69.30, and we end up at a high of 8,000. That's $1,100 pump. And coincidentally, around a DDoS attack. Quite interesting. Here's what's interesting. If you look at the shorts for that period from April 12th, you'll notice it peaked at 40,000, which is quite high. And I know that there's a lot of YouTubers that will say things like, well, shorts get so high, then they get squeezed because it's just how the market works. They're clowns. They're absolute clowns. These squeezes didn't happen naturally. They happen because Bitmex is milking the market for everything it has. It swings based on shorts and longs. When you get shorts this high, they do some orchestrated move, which a supposed DDoS attack. It's the cover-up. They milk all these shorts and they make a load of money. They dropped it to 23,000. That's just absolutely absurd. And to have just the maintenance and the DDoS attacks just correlating with pumps, and then we're going to show you some dumps. Okay, don't tell me that that's coincidence. You know, that's just ridiculous. It's not coincidence. There's no way. Absolutely no way. So this is an interesting one. This is back from February 2nd. It's 5:16 a.m. This is New York time. I want to show you something interesting. We are aware of a serious real-time feed disruption and are working to remedy it. There's a couple posts they made. Systems are back online, and they have more issues. Supposedly, secondary error resolved, and that was 5:37 a.m. They claim that it was actually resolved. Let's look at the chart. So I changed this to UTC4, which is New York time, so it'd be equivalent. Very interesting. The 5-hour closing would be going into where I have my cursor on the chart, and then you suddenly have this pump. What's interesting is you have this basically been dumping from 10,000 all the way down here to about 7,800. That's $2,200 drop. Apparently, Bitmex didn't want it to drop any lower. They did a supposed maintenance. Suddenly, it does dip lower here, 7,500, and suddenly we get a pump up to 8,800. Now, I know a lot of people are just going to say that this is normal and completely natural and whatever. Again, they don't have a clue what they're talking about. We trade this market. We know how things work. And you can still see this in the chart. These moves they make often correspond to channels, and they correspond to market structure. Often. Very rarely do they not. That's why we've been able to, for the past 8 months, predict how the market would flow with consistency, where most people have been bullish when they should have been bearish, and bearish when they should have been bullish. The point is very clear. These moves have been eerily correlated to maintenance, supposed DDoS attacks. Very interesting. So some clown is going to comment and say, you guys are just bearish and you're trying to push a bearish agenda, and you just say that anytime it pumps, it's maintenance. Okay. For the clowns out there, I know there's a couple. Here's a couple where they actually dump the market, because they do both ways. They really don't care. They're just trying to mop up the either shorts or longs based on whichever is prevalent, so they can make as much money liquidating. That's how con artists work. So 29th of November, 7:33 p.m. This is New York time. Maintenance has begun. We will update you shortly. 7:33 November 29th. So we have just after this, we have the market dumps from 11,230 down to a low of 8,500, and then it settles around 97. So that's a big sweep. That's a big sweep. You can knock out you can liquidate a lot of orders that way. Here's another one. This is a little earlier. It's 29th of September 2017, 7:16 a.m. This is announcement when it was completed. Maintenance was completed. They didn't announce it started on Twitter. It happened a few hours before. If we look at the chart and we look at the time, at the completion of the maintenance, supposed completion of the maintenance, we have the end of the pump. It's about 4,200. So we went from 4,000 to about 4,200. It's a $200 pump, but considering that Bitcoin was worth less at that time, or was priced lower, a $200 pump was a bigger move at that time. Here's a couple images that might help illustrate what happened. So Bitmex announces there will be performing maintenance to improve engine performance. Sounds all wonderful. This will require migrating a physical machine that will trading operations execute upon, which will require temporarily taking down trading. Trading will suspend at 1 UTC. Tether, you have 100 million Tether sent at the same round time. 10 million Tethers used for the pump. And at 1 UTC, you have the pump. Now, I know somebody still is going to say it's just coincidence. This is just, whatever. Listen, if you have people that are telling you this is just coincidence, you should run as far as you can away from them. If tomorrow morning someone gets on a live stream and they tell you that this was a short squeeze to liquidate the people who are over leveraged and lotta, unsubscribe and flee from them. They are a clown. They are a clown because this is not natural. I showed you at the beginning of the video that this is something that we could have predicted. You could have predicted if you trade based on our trading method. I could have taken this 10 minutes and told you some sweet story about how you should have known this has happened because this is how we trade. Buy our course and you can know this too. But instead of doing that, I'm laying out the facts for you and telling you what is going on behind the scenes, because even though you could have known this would happen, this is not natural. This is a scam. These are con artists. They're milking the market. They're liquidating to take a profit, and this could be coming to a head soon. Now Bitmex are working together. It's very clear they're working together. And it's my opinion, and I know this is going to sound far-fetched, but it's my opinion that there's an entity behind Bitfinex, Tether, and a number of other shady exchanges like Binance and Bitmex. There's an entity that's behind all of them. Alright guys, I think that will just about wrap it up. So we have this bearish candle, and I don't know how this is going to close. We still have about 24 minutes for this candle to wrap up. It could continue up, it could close about where it is, or it could retrace pretty close. And I want to make this point very clear, extremely clear. This is an orchestrated effort by crooked exchanges, Bitmex and Bitfinex, to liquidate traders from their positions because of greed and to steal money. It's not a natural process. It's not because of a natural move. It's not because of new money coming in. It's not because of big money or smart money coming in the market. Anyone telling you that is a clown and doesn't have a clue what they're talking about. This was not new money. It was not smart money. It was fake money. It was Tether. It was a Tether pump. It was an orchestrated pump. It was a con artist move by crooked exchanges that don't care about anything but profit. And listen, profit, I believe in making money. We all want to make money. I don't have a problem with that, but when an exchange is taking advantage of traders, if they're manipulating the market for their own benefit, it needs to stop. So that's what happened. Anyone who tells you this is natural is either naive or a clown. Don't listen to them. Anyone who tells you that this was a short liquidation because people are over leveraged and the market is just moving the other direction. It was a natural move. Don't listen to them. They don't have a clue what they're talking about. Okay, we trade these markets. We've been trading Forex for quite a while now. We've been trading cryptocurrency, and I believe that we are one of the most consistent channels talking about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. We're honest, and that's why we're sharing this with you. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate and flack for this video because a lot of people just do not want to believe in manipulation. A lot of people just want to believe that we're just going up to $20,000, $30,000, $100,000, and $500,000. They don't want to see the true picture. To those of you who've been watching us for a long time, thanks so much for your support. If you're new to the channel, I'd encourage you to go ahead and subscribe. Check out our previous videos. There's a lot of information on this channel that you will not find anywhere else. If you're interested in learning how to trade, the first link in the description is to our course. Check it out, see what you think. In my humble opinion, it is the best course on the market for teaching you how to trade any market. If you have any questions, drop us a comment. If you have any comments or if you've seen anything, noticed anything in regards to this pump that maybe I missed, feel free to share that. We're also open to that. If you are part of the community, if you are part of the course in the group, you can contact us through Slack. You can message us privately on there, and we will be happy to answer any questions you may have. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. Have a great one. Be safe out there, and take care.